Hello, I'm Jaclyn Gough Cfd, and tonight I'm going to be showing you how I make a floral pocket square using flowers from my good friends at EC Flowers and More. So earlier this month I shared a pocket square online and it received tons of comments and questions on how I made it. So this evening that's what I'm going to show you. So far I've made a few bases. These are actually for our wedding that's coming up in a couple more days. And so I've already pre-made these, so a couple days before the wedding all I have to do is use floral adhesive and just secure flowers to the base. So what I've done is I've measured out on a piece of cardboard. You can use any type of cardboard. This is from a box from like Office Depot. So I've measured out 3.5 across and 5.5 lengthwise. And so here I have a floral knife that I actually don't use for flowers because I use a different knife. So these work really well to cut in boxes. So what I'm going to do is I have 2 other pieces of cardboard here so that I don't cut the table. We have a perfectly square piece of cardboard. And so then next, what I'm going to do is you always want to cover this. You never want to place flowers on the top and deliver this. You don't want your mechanics to show. So I'm going to take this gold ribbon and I'm going to use U-glue dashes. And so I just cut these into strips and they're about 1/4 inch. And so first, what I'm going to do is put it on the underside. I'm going to strip this away. And I'm going to start in one of the corners. If you are left-handed and you like to start from right to left, by all means. So I'm going to start from left to right. And once I place it like so, then we're going to wrap around the piece of cardboard. And I found if I tighten it and I go at an angle, it actually smooths out all the edges so you don't get a whole lot of bumps. If for whatever reason that you do, it's okay. It's just going to go right inside the pocket anyway. We're going to continue wrapping until we get to the bottom of the piece of cardboard. If you'd like to, you can place U-glue dashes in between just to secure it a little bit more. That works out great. So I've come to the end here. I'll use a pair of scissors to cut it. And then I have another U-glue dash here. Okay. So there we are. Really simple, really easy. You can make these ahead of time. These are really great for prom, for wedding work, for everyday work. I'm pretty obsessed with wearing flowers and having other people wear flowers, so it's great. So after this, what I've done is I've made little wire details, and so I've just used the Oasis, Smithers Oasis aluminum wire. So I have apple green here and I have gold. And so I measured the top here, and then I really like either doubled it or tripled it. So what I found is that if I use 3 pieces of wire and I measured it at about 14 inches, my measuring tape here. So it's about 14 inches. And so what we're going to do is I'm going to place the diamond wire in the middle. And so in order to create these really smooth curves, movement, I'm going to firmly press down with my left hand, and then my right hand is going to do a lot of the moving. I remember a few years ago, a bunch of floral designers were creating this movement with the wire, and I've been trying it for the last 4 years. And it wasn't until, I guess, about a year or so ago, I decided to try it again. And now I'm slightly obsessed with doing this. And if you get pieces towards the end that are a little bit uneven, it's okay. So just, I like to use them individually. I think I have wire. Needle nose pliers in there. Let's see. Let's see here. In my tool bag here. Here we are. All the way in the bottom. Okay. So instead of leaving your ends sharp, you always want to turn them in. Always make sure that it's flat on the back. That way it sits and lays flush. And see, with these measurements, it actually fits perfect in a suit pocket. So there we have that. And then next what I will do is take another piece of U-glue, and I'm going to cut it with sharp scissors. And I'm going to cut it in half. And I'm going to place it on the back. I'm going to take another little piece. Place it firm using U-glue onto your base. On this one, I actually used bullion wire as the base here, and I used U-glue on that, and then the same on the base, I just put U-glue. And then as you start gluing, then everything is just going to settle in. So I actually like this base because I do like the bullion wire here. I think it gives off a really nice texture. So what we're going to do is using these gorgeous flowers here. I like deconstructing flowers when I do body work. So we have a ranunculus here. We have craspedia. And we also have a few hypericum berries. I'm not going to use any of the foliage on here though, just the berry itself. And I think it would be really fun to use a little bit of the bells of Ireland. Sometimes even using the smallest pieces works really well when you're doing boutonnière work or corsages, wristlets. Okay. So using floral adhesive. So the trick that I found for using floral adhesive is placing a little bit on each bloom, and then you let it sit for a little bit. You let it settle. I'm going to use the ranunculus as my focal point. I remember when I started out as a floral designer, all we did was wire and tape boutonnieres and wristlets. And then when I found out about floral adhesive, my entire world changed. It was quite glorious. So, what I'm going to start off with is my focal flower. I'm going to put a little bit on here. That looks good. I'm going to press down. And then from there, use a little bit of the Bells of Ireland. The Cresspedia, tuck it in there. So far, this is what it looks like. And the glue dries relatively fast, so that's a good thing. And lastly, I'm going to use the Hypericum berries. Nestle them in between the Cresspedia and the Bells of Ireland. And so there you have it. And so at the end, if you would like to, if you wanted to add more of an accent, you could always do something fun with the bullion wire. You can make little spheres by rolling it in your hand. Adhesive. If you wanted to, you could tuck it inside of the Bells of Ireland, and that's really sweet. And so that's really all that it takes. And so you can use any flower. Ranunculus works really well. Spray roses work amazing. I've been currently obsessed with using feathered celosia. That is fabulous because of the texture. So it doesn't take long. They're really great sellers. They're really on trend. it fits right inside of the suit pocket. You do not need a pin, and you do not need magnets, and it sits perfectly right inside the pocket. It doesn't lean forward, it doesn't go side to side. Another way is, I know that there was a question raised, how do you know the measurement for each suit? So one, definitely ask your client, just have them measure their suit pocket. Or typically, because we just went through this for our wedding with suits, is that if you place your hand down into the pocket, that normally that the length is from about your fingertip to your thumb crease, and it's really like the width of your hand. So, of course, if you're a male and you might have bigger hands, or maybe females have bigger hands than I do, and that's fine, then really just go judging it by your hand, or just have your clients measure. So, thank you so much for watching. I hope that you learned something, and stay tuned for another video using much more product from EC Flowers and More. Thanks, and have a great day.